Aren't these pretty? Just beautiful illustrations, and there's more. This is from our friends at Stamperia. It's called House of Roses. There's a paper pad, and there are die cuts, and Teresa has been so busy creating beautiful things that I'm going to share with you. Come play with us. Okay, before we get to the beautifulness, I just want to tell you that the House of Roses is 12 by 12. It has 10 sheets of paper, including 23 cutouts. And then the die cuts are on a chipboard, and there are 58 pieces in here. Okay, that's enough of the background, so let's get into the beautifulness that Teresa has made. And this is such a great way to use the papers because, as I showed you, there are die cuts, and 23 of them. So this is the one that Teresa has used right here. It just fits beautifully, but look what she's done, okay? She has taken first her card, she cut off the 4 inches from the opening edge and made this opening as you can see it. And then she took the cutout, glued it to the back of the card front, and then put paper over this side, and that is the wood that's in there. And then she put the tile that's in there on the back of it. So really just sandwiched it right there, so everything is finished looking. You can see on the back side, she also used this tile, very pretty, and these kind of stained areas, that's part of the artwork. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the front. And then she has added one of the die cuts, and you can see that that is thick. Well, I hope you can see that it's a little thicker because it's on chipboard, and that just kind of spans the opening with that beautiful artwork. To embellish the artwork, she has taken the Aloha sparklets. Now, the way we like to attach these is simply to take the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist glue, put a couple of drops, and then simply place the sparklets where you want them. We're going to get in closer so that you can see it as I'm seeing it, as Steve is fumbling to get his close-up thing. There we go. So you can see right there and there. Just a few. You can do certainly as many as you like, but it just adds a bit of dimension, and of course the glue dries clear. Now, her greeting, she has taken one of the dazzles, and this happens to be from the Everyday Greetings. Now, this comes in, let me see, black, white, gold, silver, and brown. Let me just show it to you like this, because that way you can really see. So this hello is right there. And she's taken the silver one. Like I said, it comes in all of these finishes. And that's what we're doing with a lot of our dazzles, especially the greetings. That way you've got something to match anything. Sometimes you might think that the greeting should be in an area that is just dedicated to it, but I really like it when it kind of incorporates into the artwork. So pretty. Now, on the back, she's also added another, no, this is the same one. Because those die cuts or cutouts have artwork on the back side, you've got room, and so she put the thank you there and added the little chipboard bird. And the chipboard pieces are all different sizes. So you can see this tiny one. We've got a rose down here, and then we've got a wheelbarrow and a butterfly and a doorway. And I really like that right on top of the brick. It just really is a nice finish. So you've got room to write something. Oh, and that little bird was a separate one. So lots going on, just a beautiful amount of detail, but so easily done. This is going to be a technique to remember, don't you think? Okay, let me move on to the next card. And here we go. So again, looking at ways to use those cutouts, and Teresa's done a beautiful job here. So I'm going to take these 2 tags out, and these have the tiny words and greetings dazzles. Again, black, white, gold, silver, and brown. She's used the brown ones here. So these 2 are exactly as they come in the paper pad, except she has inked the edges. In fact, everything that she did on this one, she has inked the edges, and she used the Pebble ink pad. It is a brown, a light brown, and it just does a really nice job of edging those elements. So as you can see, now you could just rub the ink pad along the edge, or you can do what the design team loves to do, which is to take the blending brush and just kind of go right along the edge, quick and fast, and it works beautifully. She did add one of the petite flowers. There you go. Just really sweet at the top there. So nice. Now, for this, the pocket that she created, she cut out this piece and then simply took the bottom 1 3/4 inch and folded it up. An easy, easy way to make a pocket. And then she glued just the edges down, matted it onto the pink pastel cardstock, and then wrapped her ribbon around it and then foam taped it to the front of her card. She did the same inking on this piece that comes from the book, and you can see just that light brown just as a nice finishing edge to it. Now she also added the dazzles right here and the flower, another one right there. I love the technique that she did with the ribbons. So these knotted pieces are attached after the ribbon was placed down. So these are separate pieces, okay? So it makes it very easy. And then as these tuck in, you can decide how you want them to be, but I like them being able to say happy birthday and celebrate. Again, the dazzles do not detract from the artwork. In fact, I think they just do a nice job of getting your message across. Now for the inside, she's done the same thing. She's taken another piece from the House of Roses papers, inked it. She cut out 2 of the cutouts, inked those edges, added the dazzles, and then this time she just stapled a little ribbon piece there, whatever you like to do. And I like how the things are overlapping, visually connecting everything together. Again, a beautiful look. Oh, so easily done. This is what the full pack or full sheet of those tiny words and phrases dazzles looks like. So you can see there's a ton of them. In fact, I think altogether there's over, let me look at my note, 310 pieces. Yes, I've got it written on the back. So that is just going to go a long, long way. Okay, now let's move on to another pretty wonderfully engineered card. Let me show you. Here we go. Now this, when I open, well, you can see that we've got chipboard on the front. In fact, all of these pieces are chipboard. This is, again, one of the papers from House of Roses. This is from another set of dazzles called 500 Greetings, 500 Script Greetings. And doesn't that make just a beautiful scene? I absolutely love it. This is the Sea Glass Garden Petals flowers from 49th and Market. And I love the detail on the kitty right there. Just really, really nice. Now inside, let me show you. We've got another pocket. Very clever. Now, I can see on the side, maybe you can too, there's actually 2 cards here. They're glued together. Let me show you what Teresa's done. So she took her first card and just opened it up and measured 4 inches down from the top right-hand side. Measured down, made a mark, and then drew a line to the fold. Now this is going to get cut, okay? Now, this is going to be the inside of the card, this piece and this piece, just like so. Then, you're going to take another card, attach it. Let's see, let me scoot this. Okay, so you've got this. Okay, so this becomes this, got it? Okay, then you're going to take another one, and you're going to put, go ahead and cut it, put the extra sticky tape right here, and then attach a second card to it, and then open it up and cut along the same line. That way, you've got your base that is right here, and simply glue along the edges. Of course, you're going to keep that one open because that's going to become your pocket on the inside. Isn't that clever? So easy and yet so clever. Now, let me go back to the card front and show you, I guess we did this already, didn't we? How you've got the paper. Now, again, you'll notice that that's kind of edged in a dark color. It's that same Pebble ink pad. This is from the Finesse line, the Spectrum Noir. And the Pebble is just a light brown, so it just works very nicely. It isn't an in-your-face. It doesn't look terribly dark. It's just kind of a shadow. It does a really nice job. And then taking your chipboard pieces, your die-cut pieces, and attaching them with glue and foam tape on the fence right there. Adding the flowers, the dazzles. On the inside, same thing. Do the inking. There's one of the cutouts. This says wishes. So we've got hello, wishes. Then on this one, Teresa has helped us. Now you could measure that and get a paper to fit, but she has given us a download. And on that download is the paper patterns for the pocket. Paper patterns for the pocket. And it will just make it so easy for you to print that out, place it on your paper, and cut it to fit. And you can see she used the tiles here. Remember, she used a piece of tiles in one of the very first card. Here's another piece of it. And she's cut a piece of the paper here. These two are the die cuts. And let me show you these two. Now, these are also the cutouts from the book. And you can see one is a little more ornate. And on the back side, it's a little plainer. Same thing on this one. And just really, really neat. This says, if you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. I couldn't agree more. And she's chosen to put dazzles on the back of it, on both of them. And this one is take time to smell the roses. So you can put these as you like. Let's see, let's do celebrate and tuck them right in the pocket. The only critical thing on this is just be sure not to glue the top edge closed, but just let it separate like this. Tuck these in like so. And these are a nice weight of paper, especially for this type of activity. And you can really tuck them down in as you like. Again, the pattern will work really well right there. You can see that this is an extension of the layout on the front of the pocket with this piece going across the bottom and a die cut, same thing on the other side. Here we have another of the papers, and Teresa's kind of made a little scene here, much like she did in one of the other cards. So you can see it almost, and this is just the paper, nothing's been done to it, but she has added the chipboard. I love the bicycle, butterflies, and then happy birthday from the dazzle. Just a really, really nice look. Well, what else could the woman do? Well, let me show you. This is our last card, and I think it is so very clever. Now, please notice as you're looking at this, of course it's a shaker card, but it's one piece of paper. Can you see how the artwork just continues like that branch? Goes over, goes up. It doesn't miss a beat. How did she do it? Well, let me show you. Now, she's provided me with a sample, and so I'll take my notes off of it. So first you're going to take your paper, and by the way, all of the directions are in the gallery, so just look down below. You can click on it and you'll see all the instructions. But what Teresa did is she took one paper and she first cut it to size. Eventually you're going to ink it just like that with the Pebble ink pad. But then she took two of the dies out of the new 12 rectangle and scallop dies. Okay, so you can see that she placed one right here and one that's straight in the middle. So the rectangle, this is a 3" by 3½. You want to position it on here so it's in the middle of your paper. Then the scallop is the 3¾ by 4½. You place that. You know, put washi tape down or any removable tape. Take the paper only, and run it through your die cutting machine. Then when you come back, we'll remove this for right now. We'll remove this. So you're going to ink the edges, and you're going to glue this down. Then you're going to, so you glue it down so it's going to stay, okay? Then you position this, but do not glue it. You're going to glue this piece like so. So then what you will have is a card that looks something like that, okay? Now we're going to make our shaker. So you will take a piece of acetate, and this is, the measurements are in the, I think it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, 3 3/4 by 4 1/8, something like that. Then you will, so you've got your acetate. Now, the foam tape that we love to use comes in a big roll like this, and the reason why we love it is because you always have it, and it is the kind of foam tape that is firm. It's not squishy because it's going to stay really firm. It's 1/2 inch wide, so what you'll do is you will cut it in half lengthwise and then place strips all around the edge. That's one layer. Then repeat it to make a second layer because you want this thicker, okay? The only trick of this is just make sure that your foam is right at the edges, and you'll be fine. Just works really well. One thing I do want to tell you, we've got the best price anywhere on a roll of this tape. It's $19.95 or $19.99, but it's really a good deal. Just wanted you to know that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my card where everything is glued down, right? Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to attach it using the extra sticky tape. So, extra sticky tape, we used that earlier. You saw it on the back when we put those two cards together. Going to do the same thing. This is a 1/4 inch wide, so it's going to work really well. Put it along the edge, position this on top, and that's good to go. Then you're going to put extra sticky tape again on this side. And first, put down, we used the Aloha sparklets earlier on the first card. We're going to use them again. So do about, oh, Teresa said a teaspoon, but I'm thinking maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. Sprinkle some in, and that will work beautifully. Then you'll take this piece with the extra sticky tape on it and position it right there. And you will have a complete image that, whoops, that will look really right if you do it correctly, not what I just did. So make sure that your image matches. Then you can take, again, she has used the 500 Greetings Dazzles and the chipboard. Now, for the chipboard, because it's just resting on that frame, she recommends using the extra sticky tape to attach it. That way it's nice and secure. On the inside of her card, again, she's taken one of the papers, inked the edges, added another of the cutouts and the chipboard pieces and the dazzles. So this is Sending Love, Miss You. Just really, really sweet. And I do want to tell you one more thing. When I was in the warehouse pulling the papers for this, right next to it, I saw our rose gold finely brushed sheet. And I think it does a really nice job of coordinating with them. So we will add that to our money saver. Speaking of which, the money saver is on the right side of your screen. Did I just do that right? I hope. It's either that side or that side. And we just want to make sure that you take advantage of that, because why not? Teresa, you've done a wonderful job once again. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. Many of the products Teresa used are down below. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, please come on over to paperwishes.com. Take advantage of the money saver, look at Teresa's instructions, and be sure to get that download, because after all, she's designed it just for you. Thank you for joining us, and most importantly, thank you for being part of the Paper Wishes family. See you next time.